welcome back, everybody. We have returned once again to get into our second portion here. And as Dennis was just hinting at there, we are going to answer up a question from the chat from our first portion. Give her.
So yeah, Joe, you could probably bring it up on QSP's website. It has a pretty clear warranty section. And by clear, I mean it's easy to get to. Not easy to understand because I'm pretty sure that it's been Google translated. So if QSP knife lose its purpose function, please contact your nearest representative to request a replacement.
Okay. Well, that's less broken English than the actual card itself.
If pocket clip or screw damaged, contact your nearest representatives to send you the relative hardware.
Right.
So
okay.
Fisk might be correct. It might just be easier to throw it in the garbage and walk away.
Maybe. So it says every QSP knife is guaranteed against defects in material and workmanship and has a limited lifetime warranty. So basically, you're cutting through a piece of pineapple like a monster, and your blade breaks in half halfway through. Either that is a really ridiculous pineapple, or there's a problem with your steel and you need to get it fixed. QSP will take care of you. As far as limited lifetime, I don't actually see whether it's a 1 year with receipt or I don't see a mention.
Limited lifetime. It's a lifetime warranty. Designed as a cutting tool, but it's pretty hummy and hawing. And it says you can take pictures of your knife and the item number and the damage that's been caused, and they will give you an answer on replacement if you send them all that information. So, yeah.
So usually when companies say limited lifetime, it pretty much means no factory defects.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But they're so limited. Okay, yeah. Now they do say that you can, or rather, we can replace it without charge. In terms of defects, so it sounds like you're pretty well covered.
It does say very specifically on number 5, this warranty does not cover the damage caused by inappropriate care or normal wear and tear.
Yep.
So if
or
this
normal wear and tear.
Yeah, exactly. So this knife wears out to the point of just not working anymore, whether it's lock failure, whether it's over. No.
Now that being said, that's pretty standard for knife companies and warranties, isn't it? Like basically, hey, if you sharpen this knife until there's no blade left, that's on you. Buy a new knife if you want another one, kind of thing.
Unless you're SE.
Yeah,
SE will replace it.
But SE's using 1095. How cheap is that steel? Like,
but usually with other knife companies with a limited warranty sort of thing, it will cover normal wear and tear. The fact that this doesn't cover normal wear and tear.
Some of the companies do, yeah.
Ooh.
So things.
I want to look that up. I'm not saying I just outright don't believe you, but I'm struggling to think of.
Well, I know
the normal wear and tear usually falls into normal usage. So if you're using it in a proper fashion and it fails from you, that will fall into normal wear and tear.
If it fails.
Well, like a lock stops working, for instance, because steel on steel over time has gone down to the point where the lock is just not secure and not safe anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Buck will replace that knife.
Okay.
I don't know about other companies, but like,
because isn't it supposed to be in theory?
They'll sell you a blade, like Fisk is saying, like $30 Kershaw ZT. They'll sell you a blade.
Okay, because Buck says Buck Knives does not warrant its products against normal wear, misuse, or production modifications. So no, I think the whole thing about normal wear and tear, I don't think that's covered under any warranty. It's normal wear and tear. Like if you're sharpening the knife, you're using the knife. I don't know why you would be covered under something like that.
I would be thinking about more lockup. Like
that's not normal wear and tear. Like if you have so much travel that like a liner lock travels from one end of the blade tang to hitting the scale on the other, that's not normal wear and tear in my mind. That's something else. That's a failure. In
that could be a manufacturing defect because it wasn't machined or treated good enough in the first place. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, and I might have gotten the wordage kind of jumbled up and thinking of just like normal usage sort of aspect of it.
Right. I think
and like kind of putting my own wordage on it.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Shouldn't a well-made knife, the liner and the tang of the knife be Rockwelled basically the same? so that they wear on each other as little as possible?
You typically don't want them to be too close because then you'll end up with a lot of galling. Your liner should be softer. Your backlock spring, or sorry, the spring. Your backlock should be softer, but it's usually a difference of like 58 to 60 or even up to 70 for the blade, depending on who's making it, what it is, to like as low as like 38 for liner material, and that's pretty soft for liner material from what I can gather. Yeah, it's that kind of relationship.
Indeed. Emerson sells them that way, Joe, says Mr. Fisk. I'm not sure what he means by that.
I think he might be referring to I hope he's referring to the liners. Just like touching the other end of the scale. Actually, I've only had a handful, but I have had a few knives that do that. Sometimes it's more concerning than other times, but
there's a reason why I don't like liner locks, and that's the main reason, quite honestly.
Is the wear?
Is that the liner wears in over time, and once it hits a certain point.
Anyway, warranty looks like it's pretty standard. They probably help. It does say screws and clips. They'll send you the proper hardware and whatever type of thing, right?
But QSP.
Yeah.
That's the right answer.
Speaking of warranties that changed a bunch. Does anybody know offhand what the Cold Steel warranty is like these days? Because I know it's changed a few
Not
times.
with the new company, yeah.
You're gonna segue right into that somewhere.
I sure am. See it in the side mirror.
No, I do not know what the new Cold Steel warranty is. Cold Steel's warranty has never been that good. Like
people were talking about it on Blade forums like it was the greatest thing ever. And I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like world shattering or anything, you know?
Wasn't the problem with Cold Steel's thing that they couldn't break their knives, and if they did all that damage to them and didn't break them, what could you possibly have done to break it?
Yes, and they did do, or have been known to do heat treatment tests, steel tests, whatever type of thing, and replace things that did have flaws in the steel. But they've also told a whole bunch of people, like, no, you put this through some serious abuse to get to the point where you broke it or whatever it was, right? So, but I mean, the big thing is like they don't have a lifetime. For a long time, they had like a 5-year warranty or even a 2-year warranty on some of their like pocket knives or fixed blades or whatever. So that's the big thing for me more than anything else is it's not just a standard lifetime like every other company out there has. Like
right now on their website, it says Cold Steel products are covered by a limited lifetime warranty.
There you go.
So maybe it got better.
Okay, 1 sec.
And Joe's gone.
Mm-hmm. He didn't even leave us a chinchilla. Like that son of a bitch.
God damn it, Joe.
You got to bring the chinchilla out before Fisk leaves tonight, though. It's only fair.
Oh, well, let me see if he's...
Missed it twice in a row.
Yay!
He's eating. I don't really want to bug him. I'll wait till he's done eating, then I'll snatch him. I've got 2 old Cold Steel boxes, one for an old Paradox, and then one more recently for the 8015. I just wanted to reference the warranty. They don't give a time period, actually. On the 8015 box, they say, we stand behind our products 100%, we subject them to the highest standards, blah, blah, blah. We warrant the product is free of defects in workmanship and materials, does not cover normal wear and tear damage caused by misuse, etc. It doesn't give a limited lifetime sort of...
And I thought some of the old blue boxes had... Yeah, not on that one at least.
Yeah, this one, although it includes this neat little ad for the Absolute Proof DVDs, so that's kind of funny. But it doesn't give a timeline. So I almost want to go into their catalog and take a look at some point. But yeah, as far as the older boxes are concerned, they don't actually say anything about a lifetime warranty. So maybe you were right, and Cold Steel didn't have that lifetime warranty back when they were...
I 100% know they didn't. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I know that they had some up and down how many years this was warranted compared to that was warranted.
Okay.
I don't know the exact history, but
So then, for people saying it was the greatest warranty ever, I had okay. So, all right.
Look, Cold Steel fanboys are a thing. I don't know why I can't say those words in order,
Well,
like a sentence, but
I mean, I know we
I
all.
think it's because secretly you're a Cold Steel fanboy, and by saying those words, it'll make you self-destruct. So you just have to stutter through them.
I have a frenzy. That's all I got.
You've got a chinquita.
I was like, that's
Yeah.
not all you got.
I do have a chinquita.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, and you
I'm
have a
pretty
broken
sure-
skull. You
I was
got
gonna say, and if you looked around, I guarantee you'd have more than that for Cold Steel.
I have the broken skull. I also have a Trail Master and a
Yeah.
Master Hunter.
There you go. There you go.
We're-
Out of the
And
woodwork.
a Tanto Light.
I like how this started off with
the tie
only
lights.
the one knife, and you're up to what, 6
and a
already?
Spartan.
7?
Hey, Paul, you're
You got a tie light.
And
You're-
2 tie lights.
your 2 tie lights.
9.
Hello. And a
You-
Paradox.
You were considering
And-
buying an AD-15, so that was
So,
almost another
I
one.
thought I was a ZT guy or a Benchmade guy. Apparently, I'm a Cold Steel guy.
Uh-huh.
I don't like that.
Okay, so but if you actually count actual numbers of items, I'm more of a Cold Steel boy than I am even a Benchmade boy, because like of all the throwing stuff that they
Yeah.
have and all the crazy out there and the whatever, like it's So, I mean, yeah,
We're
I
bad
wouldn't
boys.
say
We'll have to accept it.
Basically, what he's trying to say is it happens to the best of us.
when it comes to sets of throwing knives and tomahawks and blah blah blah, they make a fun product. That's for sure.
I almost went home with a set of half spin throwers today.
The Condors. Yep.
Yeah. Not
That
Cold
is fair.
Steel. But just because they're really nice knives. And I want a set of those for next year.
They are fun to throw.
Yarp.
I'm curious on what the Cold Steel was Fisk got.
Cold Steel, first Cold
The-
Steel ever.
80-10?
Yeah.
I thought he. Huh.
I think he's
Paul,
got.
You were telling me that he had an AD-15. I know. he
Yeah,
had
we were
the
talking
80-20.
about that last week, though, so he didn't get it this week.
That's last week's news.
Yeah.
So this isn't his first ever. I'm confused.
He got the
Either-
first one of this week. And a mini tough light. He might have a.
Okay.
Demko.
What's his name?
The
Dem-
Demko version. Okay, because that
Yeah.
was that's what I was asking before. Because I knew he had a the AD-20, and
Yeah, with the shark lock.
showing me pictures of that. That made me
He's saying
happy. Oh,
he's
yeah.
got a Demco 15 and 20.
Nice. What was the other one here? The yeah, Demco 80-15 and 80-20. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Oh,
John,
hey John.
thanks for joining us, John.
we just finished the review, bud. Sorry.
It is nice.
We talked it up good.
We talked it up okay.
Okay, I talked it up good.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone talked it up way more than the rest.
It's all right. You guys can be wrong.
And Dennis's internet is fucked up like he warned us it might.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
I like that screenshot of him right there. It's fantastic.
Well, if you want to
Yeah,
take
yeah.
a screenshot, now's the time. I might actually take a screenshot too.
Please.
There we go. Just gonna save that for later.
So yeah, we don't really have any plan or agenda for what we're going to be chatting about tonight. So if anyone out there in the chat has any questions or any talking points that they want to hear our thoughts on, feel free to share.
Indeed.
Otherwise,
Uh,
our topics are just gonna meander, and it's gonna be all over the place.
More than usual.
I
Yeah.
froze
Yes.
up real good there, didn't I?
Oh,
yeah.
You
That
sure
you
did.
Hey, you're back.
Yeah.
Hi, Fred.
Sometimes there's 4 of us.
Sometimes.
You were here in spirit, in the sense that it looked like somebody had stolen your soul.
Well, they got to find it first.
So I've got a question for you guys. I don't know where Joe went. Hopefully they get a chinchilla. And if that's the case, I'll ask my question afterwards.
he better be getting a chinchilla. And my preemptive answer is 52.
I am gonna have to go with 3 papayas and a hot.
Oh, he's gone again. He's back. Hello.
3 papayas and what? Oh, nope, he froze again.
Yeah, he did. Hello,
And
Chinchilla.
chinchilla, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Chinchilla. Why, hello, Professor Kirby P. Fuzzy Nuts. How are you this fine evening?
There's a little pause. Oh. Dennis's soul has been stolen.
Indeed. The last one was more photogenic.
Yeah, this one's not great. There, he's back. Hello.
Is he?
Nope,
Kind
nope.
of. Partially. Every once in a while.
You have
For
made
now.
Mr. Fisk's day.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
get
trying
his
to be
paws
here.
back
So.
up. Get his paws back up. That was so
Yep.
cute. Get
Look at them little hands.
the little hands.
Oh,
So yeah, seeing how we have no agenda, it has just turned into us gawking over the chinchilla.
yeah, that's the correct answer. Mr. Fisk would like a full screen chinchilla. Joe, I don't think realizes that his microphone is muted.
Yep. There we are.
There we are.
There we go.
Thank you.
Hello,
I,
friend.
I realized as you were saying it, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I don't know about a full screen, but I can do a quarter screen. So that's what you get. Yeah, here he is. Here's the boy. Oh, he doesn't like that. He may have seen himself and just gotten freaked out.
Little puffball.
He's
Well,
weird.
he's obviously challenging himself.
Dude, he's weird with mirrors.
That's not awesome.
I didn't expect him to be like self-aware like that. He's very weirded out by the whole thing.
Cool.
Yeah, here's his little back feet. His
He's
little tail.
just like fluff.
He, like look, he's like
Mhm.
finger just
Like
oh sorry, it's okay. It's okay.
I just want to smush him.
Oh, there we go.
Is that everything you were hoping it would be, Mr. Fisk?
Sorry, it's only quarter screen. Yeah. I gotta put this back now.
So I'm going to dive back into the last episode that we just aired. You said you had like 9 knives around you, 11 knives around you, just to like flog a dead horse about Warncliffs.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you only pulled out like 2 or 3 in the whole.
Are you?
Oh, I just had it reset.
Now
Son
you've
of a
done it.
bitch.
See, that's what you get for talking shit.
Screw you, hippie. All right, I'll see what I can do about getting this reset.
I've got
And the
2,
cat.
4, 6, 7 Warncliffs beside me. 7.
Cool.
Would you like me to show you them? Is
Why
that what?
not? We don't really have anything else to talk about at the moment, so
That's fair.
keep on.
I was gonna start with cheapest, and I
Mhm.
think that's the penguin,
Quack, quack, quack.
followed quickly by the pillar.
hmm And I will say that on the note of the pillar, we had a buddy that did a blade swap recently.
Yes, he did.
Yep. Don't believe he's in chat tonight because he hasn't made himself noticeable, but
John?
John,
Oh, he is.
it looks pretty cool.
He's in here.
No, different John.
Oh,
Is it?
no.
Or did he get his own?
He must have gotten his own because that's John Nickerson.
Okay. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I... Okay, cool. Fair enough.
All right, we're gonna see if we can fix this shit.
Also, that one should have been first with the penguin. Warncliffey friggin'
Okay, he's throwing sticks.
I've locked out to a chinchilla now.
Sorry, he's throwing sticks. He wants to go home.
He's
Fuck this
throwing
shit.
sticks. Mount this bitch. Yeah. Benchmade.
Mhm.
These three are kind of all in the same ballpark. Oh, I'm gonna cut my hand.
Please do.
That's rude.
There's little wood shavings all over my laptop now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I deserve.
little Warncliffey action.
There we go.
And the best of the bunch.
So I was about to ask you, as far as all your Warncliffey Sheepfoot blades, which one's your favorite? But then you mentioned best of the bunch as you showed off the.
It's the newest
Yep.
one. To be honest, it's
Way back.
probably close between these
Mhm.
two.
That is fair.
Yeah,
What's,
I really like my PP2.
What's you like your pee-pee? How's it? Sorry, I'm a child. Do you like the handle? Okay, mic's on. Do you like the handle more on the swayback than you do the PPT?
No,
Dude, okay.
it's just it fits so good.
I was gonna say Dennis would think you're wrong. I think, but I could be wrong on that.
No,
Unless
I
you're
can see
actually
the-
doing snap cuts, the ergos is terrible on that thing.
Oh, just like this, it's so good.
I don't know. I can see the glove comfort aspect of how contoured the that guy is for sure, but yeah, I'm not sure.
That position right there, the
Yep.
shit.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I'm not gonna.
Apparently, I like Spydercos that have kind of crappy ergos, but
Fair enough.
I like them.
It's fishhead still.
Yep.
What?
It's fishhead.
Okay, I gotta take it out again.
Okay. I'm still fishhead. This wasn't according to plan.
I'll mute you guys so you can talk freely. When I see that you're back, I'll unmute you.
Yep.
So, go ahead.
I was just gonna touch base with one of Justin's comments further up in the chat there when we were asking about what sort of viewer input and any questions anybody had because we had no agenda. His thought was just to end the stream early.
What a
Oof.
jerk. Rude. Someone wants to go and play video games, apparently.
No kidding. You think so highly of hanging out with us like that, man? Jeez.
Hurtful.
hmm
Hurtful.
So I don't know if Dennis can hear us, but I've asked him to unmute, and now he needs to unmute himself. There's an option for it. I'm sure he'll find it.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm unmuted. Jesus Christ. I was gonna spout when you muted me, but I was gonna keep ranting whether I got muted or not. It's-
So I
Quick,
should.
Paul, mute him again. Or
Excellent.
Joe, I guess, not Paul. Why did I say Paul?
Whoever's got the ability.
Someone do something. Make something
Um,
happen.
Paul, look at how much nog I consumed. Just look
Oh,
at
Mm,
you're
all
just
the nogginess.
drinking like
Mm.
cake. Just who puts eggs in milk and then goes, hey, you know what? Let's put some booze on top of this. That's monsters do that. Monsters.
Smart people.
So here's the thing. Can
What's
you
that?
use eggnog in replacement for baking?
I'm pretty sure if you put eggnog in flour, mix it up, and put it in the oven, it turns into cake.
Like, can I make eggnog banana bread?
It's
Is
egg, milk,
I'm
sugar.
just curious on.
You add flour, you add chocolate, you got chocolate cake, man. That's all I'm saying.
Paul.
I am
Paul,
intrigued.
Paul, you're saying this as if we wouldn't want to do these things.
Yeah, I think I'm formulating a plan.
So
Yeah, I might
make
be
it
baking
into a
tomorrow.
cake, and I'll consume it. But the idea of drinking it's gross.
So yummy.
It is
It's
really
like-
yummy.
It's like
It's
drinking a
weird
big
that
cup of
for
hork.
me, it's. Oh, sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
I'm just saying it's like drinking a big cup of hork.
A little bit. You do need some water with it every once in a while to clear out.
Well,
But I will say for me, it's one of those Christmas, holiday, wintertime niceness that, like, for some reason, I just really enjoy it. That it's one of those crisp, refreshing, cold drinks, but it just makes you feel warm and cozy inside.
it's the bacteria.
It's the alcohol.
Let's not kid ourselves here.
Has nothing to do with the eggnog in this way.
Good stuff. Oh.
Nigel's just pouring rum into a glass, taking shots.
It was about 2/3 eggnog, 1/3 rum.
Yeah,
It's healthy.
that's a. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
I've been doing it healthy tonight.
Good stuff.
Did it turn into like cement? Did it get chonky?
No.
This is
No.
my worry.
I don't like that. I don't like that thought.
Drinking milk and booze together just.
Yeah,
Split.
no, I've never had that issue with eggnog, and it's been a long time since I've had it, but one of my favorite drinks is like a I can't even remember the name of it, but it's like a chocolate banana liqueur sort of thing, and it's super good. Like
a
it just tastes like a chocolate banana milkshake.
a mudslide type of thing, but not.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name either.
It's so good.
That sounds nice, actually.
Do not like.
And like literally you can buy a pre-mixed bottle of it and just grab a jug of milk and plug and out. Yum.
Oh, how you doing over there?
Just bringing myself back to a nice
Come
dinner.
up with some knife-related questions, and we'll go on.
So it's, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
And it's in regards to this knife specifically, which is, if you can read it there, the
My
original
answer
bone.
is the handle is too small.
Yes, for
Oh,
you.
is this the same? Is this the same question from last time? Like, do my papayas and a hockey stick still count? Did you
No.
Did you actually ask that question?
No,
I
you
never,
have to
I
get
never
a new
got to the
conversion.
question. You just
And you
gave
have to get a
answers.
new conversion, Dennis. The conversion from last week doesn't hold.
Oh, this is true. This is true.
Yeah,
Okay.
What the hell's the
So-
question, Paul?
The question I had was, I have an idea for how I want to sharpen this.
Right.
And this thing is 0 ground. There's no secondary bevel on it. So I'm thinking about just sharpening that whole bevel, doing it like a complete, as close to a mirror polish as I can do for that section, and then leaving all the age everywhere else.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's what you should be doing.
Yep.
Okay.
That-
Do I have it right here, or do I have to go digging? I gotta go digging.
And
Yeah,
my
keep
second
it
answer
low.
would be you should sharpen it, but with a rock.
Keep it a little Apple CD Scandi
Convex.
Bexy.
Oh,
Yeah.
it will be apple seeded. Yes, just
Yep,
like that.
yep.
I
Just
forgot
like
you
that.
own that knife. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a
Good looking knife.
So,
Yeah.
if you're talking about doing something like this, yes.
Yes,
Show
very
me,
much something
show,
like that.
show me yours again. But yeah, show me yours again. Okay, you also need to mirror polish that swedge.
Oh, how dare you?
That's where all the good stuff is.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff up in here.
Yeah, if you keep those flats kind of the way they are with all the pitting and patining, and then just do the bevels on both sides, that'd be tasty.
I want to fix the tip too. It's a little blunted from me as a 6-year-old throwing it into rocks.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah,
That's what you do when you're 6 with a knife.
I was gonna
well,
say
it was given to me specifically to go and get a piece of firewood and go and play with your knife. That's how I used to. It would just when I was camping.
Mhm.
It was never in my possession unless we were camping.
he says he was 6, but really it was 2 weeks ago.
Camping in the middle of a
Camping
pandemic.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's self-isolation at the best.
You live close enough to the river.
There's people camping, that's for sure.
Oh, I don't think they're doing it by choice. Yeah, that's
No, I'm not suggesting that they are. The place that I like to
Speaking
go
of that-
fishing, there's a little commune kind of building up there.
Speaking of that, someone's fire got out of hand underneath one of the bridges.
Oh, really?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, like
Alright.
fire crew came in and had to check it out, and they closed the bridge down to check for damage and stuff.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like over the like Crow Child Memorial sort of bridge.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think that's which bridge it was.
Well, you got to try to stay warm.
Yeah, but don't burn like whole pallets at the time. Like
Fire
Oh,
safety,
man.
Schmeier safety. Come
You know.
on. You only live once.
Nice.
You only
And
live
baton
once.
You may as well make it, crazy. Don't.
So the funny thing is with this knife, which is very similar to that knife,
Mhm.
all I'm doing is just hitting the apex of the apple seed, and I'm just going to do like a micro apple seed bevel on this thing to touch it as little as possible.
kind of try and make it look like a little bit of a Haman almost.
A little bit, but like you can kind of see where the line is where it's been sharpened in the past,
Right.
and
You just
that's where I
want
want to stop.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure my dad had this thing through his pull through, which is where those scratches are from, which makes me a little bit sad, but I'm going to fix this thing up.
Some people and some people's kids.
So I'm going to jump onto Ben's question here.
Please.
He is asking about which knives would you fire steel with and which ones you would never fire steel with. And I haven't actually decided which ones I wouldn't and which ones I would, but I have done a fair bit of testing as far as which ones are more efficient for fire steeling with. And there is a crazy variance of how much sparks you can get depending on what steel you're using.
And so you don't find that it's a matter of surface finish. It really
No,
does seem to come down to
Definitely not.
seems to come down to the steel content.
Oh yeah.
I will
okay.
say this. I got my lion steel with a completely rounded spine to throw sparks.
hmm
Yeah. So geometry and surface finish aren't necessarily factors. It's the content of the steel for this particular application.
And
Yeah.
having a good sharp spine and stuff like that definitely helps, for sure.
There's a couple knives that I think are too pretty to fire steel.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Like some of my Bark Rivers, and not all of them, because I've fire steeled on a Bravo and I've fire steeled on a Gunny, and yeah, that's a good example.
Yeah, there's like lots of my folders that I never would because they've got coatings on the blade, so you'd have to get through the get through the coating first to get through the steel to get any sort of sparks. But as far as like any of my fixed blades, I think like unless it's a dedicated skinning knife, I'd fire steel with any of them. But for any of the testing that I've done, 01 tool steel is definitely by far the most sparky that I've played with.
The Trailmaster might be the best knife on the market to friggin' shoot sparks with because of how
Yeah.
sharp that spine is and the fact that they make it at 01.
made it in 01.
I
You
was gonna
son of
say,
a bitch.
not for much longer. Not for
Yeah.
much longer. Get them while you
What do you
can.
mean? Not for much longer. They
Well,
stopped making the
I'm
01. They were
saying-
going to make A2 and then they were going to make A3, but the 01 hasn't even been on their website for
A3.
Or you mean 3V?
A2 and 3B.
Okay, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
there
do
we
I,
go.
do I need to go research a new steel type?
Both of those steels combined into one.
A3.
Well, you said A2 and A3.
Mhm.
Okay, so
There's an A4 too, but we're keeping that one secret until later.
Yeah.
Ben saying, so based on Nigel's response, any knife you bring camping that isn't a house queen can be used for sparking for the most part.
Pretty much. For the playing round that I did, even comparing stainless steels to high carbon steels, I can't even say that high carbon steels spark better than stainless steels. It really depends on the steel. Like I was surprised at how well HCR 13 MOV sparked. Like that was one of the higher up sparks that I got.
I'm very interested in the the chemistry behind that. Like,
Mhm.
what exactly about the grain of the steel causes it to spark better than others? Like, if you have a
Yep.
super high chromium content that's in solution, does that make it more difficult? Even
I don't know, but
yeah.
But as far as the questioning the composition of the sparks and how sparks are, it was in the last like year and a half that I did more research into like the chemistry and composition of how sparks were actually formed, and it kind of blew my mind. Um, they are a form of rust. Rust is technically an exothermic reaction that it gives off heat as the reaction happens, but because most of the rusting that we see and experience happens on objects that are large enough that it absorbs absorbs the heat and cools it down enough that it just forms into the oxide. But when the pieces are small enough, the rusting and oxidization happens far enough that it heats up enough to combust.
So this is why titanium powder is extremely dangerous. This is why
Well-
steel filings are extremely dangerous in high
Well,
quantity.
I was going to
Magnesium
say in
filings, too,
particular
super dangerous.
is when you're talking about rust, more rust-prone steels. 01 being one of the most rust-prone steels that I'm aware of. And I agree. I've sparked 01 as well. And for some reason, 01 sparks like a son of a bitch. Yeah, it's crazy.
Isn't it blue steel that doesn't spark particularly well?
Yeah,
Isn't
that was one of the surprising things, and I had showed it off last week. That little blue steel cleaver that I have, and it does have like the original fire scale on it still, and you can see all the
Okay,
dings
but
and scratches from me trying to spark.
but is that
And
sorry?
go ahead, Doctor.
Sorry, but is that knife laminated or is it differentially tempered?
It is laminated, yes, but partially between that and the fact that it did leave the fire scale on, I did actually try on the sharpened
That's what
edge as well,
Okay.
and it barely got any sparks.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, it's weird.
So I wonder what's in that steel that's causing that to happen. Or
But as far as the rusting aspect and what steels rust quickly,
yeah.
this stuff rusts like a son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
True.
Yeah.
I don't have the Pokey phone near me to look up the difference between 01 and blue steel.
I guess I
Mhm.
do.
Maybe we can come back to it.
And Ben's asking if it's a mix. Blue steel is a very, very pure carbon steel. There's very little alloying in it. It's like minimal.
Blue super, right?
I think
No.
this one was just blue, but
Super
either
blue
blue or
Super
super blue.
has more carbides in it, so it's not as prone to rusting, but it would
Mhm.
probably be blue number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I've got blue 1, blue 2.
Yeah. Super blue actually does have some added, like, little bit of chromium, little bit of vanadium, things like that, so it wouldn't be as prone to rusting. But I believe blue number 1 is just like as pure can be.
Okay.
Isn't it pretty high in carbon too? Like, isn't it like 2% or something crazy?
Nah. Well, blue number 1 has between 1.25 and 1.35% carbon. 01
Okay.
only has 0.85 to 1. There's the
Mhm.
relative values. Yeah. There's vanadium. There's vanadium in 01 where there isn't in blue. There's a very large amount of, I think that's manganese in 01, but very little comparatively in blue. Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Mhm. Yeah, it's
Cool
a
story, bro. Cool story. With the back
It
of
is
your
a
phone.
Well,
deep rabbit hole that we
I
don't
know,
have
I know.
the
Yeah,
metallurgy, chemistry, scientific
Yeah.
shit to deal
Well-
with it. So it's just one of those mysteries to us at the moment.
and it's such a pain in the ass too because steel structure changes once you harden and temper it, and it also changes depending on how you harden and how you temper. You may end up with a different crystalline structure. So, are different crystalline structures within the same steel, like the same type of steel, are they more or less effective relative to each other? But it seems like 01 done conventionally, at least in your experience, seems to be pretty solid. How's A2? Because I know there's a lot of
Um,
A2 floating around.
Or sparking,
think-
you mean?
Yeah, I'm asking about sparking for A2.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
Had good
I
luck
think
with
like
A2.
as I mentioned that the 8CR13 MOV surprised me at how well sparking it was. I want to say that I remember that the 8CR did better than the A2.
But
Okay.
A2 doesn't do particularly bad either, in my
No.
memory.
Yeah, yeah.
It does a decent job. Like, it'll start a fire for you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It'll start a
Yeah.
fire for you.
Interesting.
And now that we're talking about this, it makes me want to do another video and like do a more steels into the ones that I tested and stuff. And yeah.
Yep.
Wouldn't be for some
We
bad
need
content.
to we need to get some of those, like, what are they? The Katra blocks.
Catch
that,
yeah.
Katra,
Mhm.
yeah, that Laren and who is it? Is it Big Brown Bear on Instagram that's doing it as well, where he's making them for Laren? But just get a bunch of steel in different, like, but all the exact same geometry. So it's the
Mhm.
only difference being the type of steel.
Yeah.
Rock weld
that
them
would
to
be
the
cool.
same value and like go across the board like that, and then
hmm
There's so
I mean-
much variation in what you can do and
Yeah.
how you can do it and how the people made the
Variation.
thing that you're testing.
Yep.
yeah. So the
So-
whole idea is that you'd make it as
Well,
close as possible, right?
the thing that reminded me of that, Dennis was asking about the hardness on his M4 Blur one day, because to his experience, it's like, wow, this seems like really soft. And I'm doing my hardness testing with the little Rockwell files I have, so it gives me an approximate range within 2 points. And I'm like, well, this is sitting like 60, 62. Like this is where it should be. But then we found out that Benchmade runs their M4 up to, what was it, 64 Rockwell? Like
62
Yeah.
and 64, yeah.
And I had the Super Freak was barely bouncing at even a 64, so I think
Yeah.
it was pushing a 55 or a 66 even on my Super Freak.
right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And it's
So
just,
I'm just gonna jump in here and pinch this conversation short now, so we can continue it in the next portion.
Mhm.
Because I'm gonna call break time
okay.
because it's
Oh,
10 to 9.
That went quick.
Sure
Yeah.
did.
So yeah.
You
Um,
went quick, 72 seconds.
So yeah. Hang on to your seats for the topic of M4 steel, as we're going to get into once we come back here, and head on off to empty your bladder and refill your drink in the appropriate order, and we shall return shortly with everyone. See you soon.
See you.
We don't need bigger knife. Yeah.